They're playing basketball. We love that basketball. Basketball is the favorite sport. I like the way you dribble up and down the court, just like how you can off the microphone. So it's not the J, it goes to the phone. I like that because it takes me to the end. My favorite play is the alley oop. I like the pick and roll. I like the give and go. 'Cause it's basketball. Mr. Curtis Jerry West play basketball. It's very fast. Basketball has always been my thing. I like magic. You burn the game. And I'm a very favorite man. Don't leave. It's the center. My starting team.
Basketball, baby.
Thanks for joining us. Get ready for the NBA here on 2K Sports. It's Tuesday Hoops, and it's next. It'll be Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls facing off against the Toronto Raptors. And that wraps up things here in the studio. I'll see you again for the HP Halftime Report. Now, here's Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K broadcasting crew.
Let's get ready for some basketball, folks. The Raptors and the Bulls. See what the coach has to say.
To the NBA live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And our sideline reporter is Doris Burke. The starting five. This is our lineup brought to you by State Farm. Okay, first for the Bulls. Rose is flanked by Bogans in the backcourt. And they've got Joakim Noah, the big man at the center. He is certainly a stabilizer for him. They count on his presence and his production. That's down. Boozer in at the power forward position. And looking at the Raptors, Calderon and DeRozan are the guards. And the big man in the middle playing center, Bargnani. They look to him to provide the necessary presence down low. Then it's Clayson, and it's Johnson in at the 4 spot.
So when you look at the Raptors' 16-year history in Toronto, I think the big concern is whether the team can retain its stars. When you look at Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Chris Bosh, all great players who decided they wanted to move on. So can Toronto hang on to its own players? That's the big question going forward.
Yeah, Toronto. Hospitality is great. Great people on the tee dot. Maybe the taxes and the weather's not the best. I'm going to tell you this right now. The Toronto Raptors winning the championship in 2019 is special. And then for those fans, they love their basketball. You just never know when you got to get out there and play basketball. So we love to see great new stars. Like Andrea Bargnani from the #1 pick.
And the Bulls start out with the ball.
And the one thing about Bargnani, he was the first ever first round pick for the Toronto Raptors in team history.
Back to Rose.
And they've had some great ones. Damon Stoudemire, Marcus Camby,
No one able to grab it.
Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. Yeah, these are wonderful.
And so here is Toronto. He feeds it to Bargnani. This one for 3. And Jose Calderon Pitch from deep. Calderon's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Tom Thibodeau gave me a few minutes to catch up with them. There is one main concern for them, he said, and it's their opponent's abilities to change and alter and block shots. To counter this, they hope to spread the floor early by knocking down some perimeter shots and see if that frees up the middle. Kevin, can they make shots? That's the question.
Terrific, Doris. Thanks. They put a lot of thought into how they're going to match up against the opposing defense, guys.
Well, one of the things you got to do here, Kevin, and Steve, you can't afford empty possessions against this team. You've got to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, that's for sure. You got to make them count because you know you're not going to get a lot of open looks. So make sure you make the defense move, move the ball, try to get good looks, and make them pay.
You got to bring your A game, especially against the Raptors.
From the baseline, Johnson can't hit.
Boy, I tell you, Joakim Noah wasn't a sure thing coming out of Florida as far as GMs were concerned. I mean, they weren't sure about how his fiery style of play would translate to the NBA, but I think he's been outstanding.
Straight up, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Well, you're right on that part about Noah. He did win the 2 national championships down in Gainesville, but he almost appeared a little bit, you just didn't know what you were going to get.
Right.
But now the numbers last year, 12 points. 10 rebounds with good percentages.
That's strong.
And Steve, that's what you want from your son.
Yeah, Kevin, I don't think Noah's effectiveness always shows up in the stats because it's his energy and his aggression and his emotion that he brings that really makes a big impact for the Bulls.
The free throw drops for Rose.
You know, you look at the stats last year for Rose, just unbelievable as he established the Bulls as his team.
Jared Bayless has checked in for Jose Calderon. And Chicago with a change here, too. Brewers checked in. And Rose drops them both. Yeah, Clark can go back to Rose, 25 points and almost 8 assists a game for him.
Well, Clark, I'll take this one if you don't mind. But, Rose's field goal percentage dipped a little bit, but remember, he was taking about 4 more three-pointers per game. And I think Rose has to take so many of the late shot clock attempts for the Bulls because they don't have a second option who can create his own shots. So that's why sometimes those field goal percentages can be a little misleading.
Goes up on the wing. Brewer grabs the board. Now the Bulls with it, trailing by 4. Now here's Rose. DeRozan defending. Here's Noah. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Andre Bargnani picks one up.
Look, Noah was really not missing a beat in the playoffs last season as he continued to patrol the paint, attack the boards, and play with that passion and energy that has been one of his trademarks.
Yeah, Noah's always a great player. Now retired, but he was such a competitor. Winning those national championships back-to-back with Florida under Billy Donovan. And he's seen in the NBA under Tibbs continuing that great
Bulls in their run.
He was great. He struggled to score at times, particularly against Miami in the conference finals. But scoring's not really his game. He's a guy who affects the game through defense and rebounding and emotion and just kind of that aggressive attacking nature. So, yeah, I know Joakim Noah is one of my favorite players in the league to watch.
Yeah,
the Bulls had
Noah plays,
some
it's
injuries
fun to watch.
last year, but it didn't slow them down one bit on their rampage through the East. Carlos Boozer missed time early. Joakim Noah missed a large chunk of the season as well, but it didn't slow them down.
Bulls trail by 4. Here's Rose. Up with it. It's good. Stevie talked about the injuries. Boozer, Clark, you come to expect it a bit with the Bulls, but they didn't miss a beat.
They had the depth to make up for it. I mean, Boozer's injury clearly was a problem, but then Noah was out for a while as well, and they really missed his length and activity, particularly on defense and on the board. Could you imagine their record if they had stayed healthy all year? It would probably been close to that 70 mark.
Absolutely. You're right. Here's Brewer. Now Noah. 6 on the shot clock. Rose against Bargnani. And it's Rose. This time the assist by Brewer. 6 points for Rose.
Terrific shot there. He had a taller defender on him, but he created just enough space to get the jumper up inside.
Bayless's shot is off. Here's Dang. The layup off target. Raptors leading by 3. Feeds it to DeRozan. And Rose picks him up defensively. And it's DeRozan missing.
Tell you what, credit the defense there. They really contested that layup.
Rose up on top. 6 points for him. Dang. And it goes out of bounds following the shot. And some changes here for the Raptors. Ed Davis is checked in for Johnson. Sonny Weems comes in for Linus Kleza. And it's Calderon in for Jared Bayless. Chicago also making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Boozer. Bogans comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Korver in for Ronnie Brewer. Here's Toronto now. It's a 3-point game. He kicks it to Bargnani. The 3. That falls. Nice speed this time from Jose Calderon. Bargnani's got 6 points. Calderon against Rose. Down low. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Just another one of his many post moves down low.
Raptors leading by 4.
Now, part of the reason they are where they are is that they have taken care of the ball for the most part.
And Bogans gets it to go. And so here is Toronto. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's the 3. And that's good from Bargnani. And the assist by Calderon. 9 points in the game so far.
That's 9 straight points coming off 3 3-pointers. The defense just getting shelled.
Steve, the threes are killing him. I think they've got to find a way to chase him off the three-point line.
Shot from the top of the key. And Gibson kicks it to Noah. Second chance up. He just barely beat the buzzer.
So Derek Rose does. Create his own shot.
The guy you want taking those shots.
Yep, I agree with that. Pressure mounting, the crowd counting it down, and bang, he drains it.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play.
6-time NBA champions. Probably.
How about the three-point shooting? The scoring has really come in bunches from long range.
Yeah, it seems
A
like
lot of
every
fun
time
for the
they're on the
fans.
floor, they're knocking
New
down the
NBA season's upon us.
We'll be back
Be
in just a moment.
2K24, folks. Go get yourself a copy. It's going to be good. A good game from 2K Sports.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. Here's Calderon.
Well, one thing that the Raptors do have is some definite quickness and athleticism in the backcourt. I mean, you look at Jared Bayless, DeMar DeRozan, Leandro Barbosa. All 3 of those guys have tremendous speed.
A chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Guys, the summer before last, on President Obama's birthday, he invited a number of great NBA players, past and present, to the White House. Among those in attendance, Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah. They played a pickup game for the entertainment of injured troops, and Rose said it was a terrific experience. I don't see how you can beat it. You get a special invite to play ball with the president and be the first ones to do it at the White House. I don't see how you could beat that, guys.
All right, Doris. How about the pretty special?
Well, of course, the president, a fan of the game, and a knowledgeable fan of that, and a Chicago guy. I'm sure it was a treat for him, too.
And for this young Raptors team, no question that they have players with potential, but star potential, that's a question.
Well, I think DeRozan has star potential. He's so athletic. He can really get out and run. The question with him is, will he develop the skill set necessary, shooting and ball handling? But he's a young player who has a chance to be a star, I think.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the thing about DeMar
Watson with
DeRozan,
it.
for him, it's all about confidence and belief. Now he's a Chicago Bull. With him, Lonzo Ball, and of course, Zach LaVine, the big 3. Another no season
And the shot is good.
for Ball, but I think
5 points in the
LaVine,
game.
You know, they didn't leave him alone out there, but you got to
Vucevic
rubber band his
and
hands. You got to
DeRozan
crowd him and
to
smother
get
him
his
over
team
the
into the
perimeter.
playoffs and
Otherwise, he'll make you
hopefully
pay.
get a championship.
It's all in by the Bulls.
He's probably better suited sending the ball back out to a teammate because that's not his game right there.
Here's the screen. uses DeBogans. Evans grabs the board.
You know, this is a shot that we've seen him miss, but actually the coaches would like to see him not miss as many.
Weems goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Raptors lead by 1.
Boy, I like the rugged work on the inside that led to that very easy putback. That's going after it there, guys.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
You know, in that first round against the Pacers, the Bulls got a bit of a scare, but they were able to bounce back and get it down in 5 games.
Some changes for Toronto. Bargnani is checked in for Davis. Johnson comes in for Reggie Evans. Dennis Kleza subbed in for some Weems. The Bulls also changing it up. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Sheik. Bang comes in for Kyle Korver. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for C.J. Watson. Outside Bang. Fires for 3. Shot is off. Here's the Raptors with the ball. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Shot from the wing. No good. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Back to the Bulls, you know, Steve, they kind of started the playoffs a little bit slow against Indiana, a very feisty Pacer team, but then turned it up in the later rounds.
Well, remember, this is a young team. It was their first taste of the playoffs, so they got the experience. They started to really turn it up against Atlanta, but then, of course, it ran into Miami and kind of ran out of steam.
Yeah, and Miami was stacked with the big 3, so that's what happens.
Bulls from the top of the key. Barbosa is whistled for the loose ball foul. That's his first foul.
Well, he was boxed out, nowhere to go, so poor choice of going over the back.
You said it exactly. He didn't have good position. Give up on the play, try to get the next one.
Outside Dang. Back to Rose. There's the pass to Bogans. Gibson backs in from down low. And in he goes for the easy 2. And now it's a 3-point Bulls lead. And Toronto has possession. They trail by 3.
Thibodeau really connected with the players on the Bulls roster early on. I mean, Derrick Rose attributed the huge jump in his game and what he made defensively to the coaching of Tom Thibodeau.
Johnson hits the bucket.
Second chance is such a huge part of his game. He's really good on the offensive glass.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Guys, a lot of the talk last year was about Coach Tom Thibodeau's defensive game plan, and rightly so. They were one of the most consistent defensive teams in the entire NBA. But an overlooked storyline for the Chicago Bulls was the motion offense Coach Thibodeau introduced as well. Derrick Rose said the offense is great. If I don't have the ball, I'm always moving. Everyone is moving, and that makes us hard to guard. Guys?
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
And with the players on that team, they could run the motion offense to perfection.
Well, and I think they have the talent, guys, especially with Derrick Rose running the show. Very tough to guard him and 4 other players who are cutting and moving at the same time.
Clark, and it just wasn't Rose, as you mentioned. I mean, the whole team bought into his coaching philosophy. And Steve, you've always said, and Clark has too, that when the best player follows, everybody else will follow that best player.
Yeah, it's easy to do. When Derrick Rose is buying in and believing in what the coach is selling, it's easy for everybody else to jump on board. And when that happens, you really gain a lot of momentum as an organization.
They grab their own miss, and it's Davis with the jam. .44 seconds left in the second quarter. And here is Brewer. And there's the 3-second violation. Here is Bayless. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And it's Davis with the jam. And the Raptors lead by 1. Here's Rose. 8 points for him. With 4 seconds on the clock. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession.
Nice job there of disrupting that play.
Yeah, nearly came up with the steal.
C.J. Watson. Here's Watson. Good!
That's a nice way to end the half. The big three that takes the lead as we go to the break.
We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Center in downtown Toronto.
The NBA 2K
And a
Sports.
fun game going on out in Toronto as HP presents our halftime report. Chicago with the lead against Toronto. Some outstanding minutes from their bench unit, delivering instant offense. Derrick Rose is their leading scorer. He's got 8 points and has set his teammates up with a few timely assists. Look at Toronto. They're definitely making plays as well. You can see the effort on the offensive glass, mixing it up, getting plenty of second shot opportunities. And the leading scorer, Andrea Bargnani. And they've got a lot of production in the first half out of Ed Davis as well. And now, a look at the players topping their teams in scoring. We'll see if they can keep this pace up. And now, back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K broadcast crew for the beginning of the third quarter.
Welcome back, everybody.
Thanks for watching, folks.